Good morning. Happy Friday. Doesn't feel like Friday to me. I don't know why. The weeks go so fast. What the heck? I know. But, well, we're finally up to agreement 4. You guys are all on the edge of your seats, right? Agreement 4 is always do your best. So it seems like obvious, right? But he says, under any circumstance, always do your best, no more and no less. But keep in mind that your best is never going to be the same from one moment to the next. Everything is alive and changing all the time. Excuse me. So your best will sometimes be high quality, and other times it will not be as good. I think we learn that in yoga all the time. Sometimes, some days you can do certain things, and other days it's like, nope, not doing it today. And it's okay. When you wake up refreshed and energized in the morning, your best will be better than when you're tired at night. Your best will be different when you're healthy as opposed to sick, or sober as opposed to drunk. Your best will depend on whether you're feeling wonderful and happy or upset, angry, or jealous. In your everyday moods, your best can change from one moment to another, from 1 hour to the next, from one day to another. Your best will also change over time. As you build the habit of the 4 new agreements, your best just will become better than it used to be. So if you're able to follow the agreements, then it feels like your best is way better. I always like to think of raising kids, if you look back and you think, well, I wish I would have done this differently or better, but you have to tell yourself, well, did the best that I could at the time. We've grown and changed now. So anyway, think about that. I'm glad Artie was very excited to see all of you. And she always lingers and leaves her dander by you. So close your eyes and just check in with how you're feeling today. Physically, mentally, emotionally. It's always different, always changing and evolving. And see if you can just turn inward. And vow to keep the 4 agreements. I think when you're in the present moment, as opposed to in your head, you're always better. And just reflect on a few things that you're grateful for this morning. And please bring hands to heart center. When we're at our best, we tend to notice the beauty and the grace always there. Please lower your hands and your eyes. And just bring your right shin in front of your left if that's not the way you have it. And then you can sit in Sukhasana and then stretch your arms up. Really lengthen up your spine. And then bring your right hand down and arc. Take a few breaths there. And then inhale back up, lengthen up and arc to the other side. And then inhale up, turn and face your right knee. So your torso is facing that. Bring your hands down and fold over that knee. Try to keep your left sit bone grounded. You'll feel a little stretch. Keep the side body nice and long. And then come on back up. Switch shins. We'll do the same thing. It just feels good. So stretch up. Bring the right hand down. Now I get so tight in this part of my body that it seems like first thing I always have to do is stretch that out. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come up, turn towards the left knee, and see about folding over that, keeping the right sit bone down. Well, both of them. Just feeling nice long side body, especially on the right side, but keep the left side long too. Good, and then come on back up into all fours position. Turn this way for one. And just work through some cow cat. When you're at your best, you're really paying attention, mindful of your movements, giving yourself, your body, what you need. Good, and then pause with a flat back. Stretch your left arm up and thread the needle. Arm up, come down to your shoulder. Take a few breaths there. So do your best, no more, no less. So if you try too hard, it never works well either, right? You just want to be your best. Good, come on up. Sometimes I try too hard. Extend the right arm, thread it under. Sometimes I overfunction. One more breath. And then come on up. Go ahead and sit back to a child's pose. Check in with your ankles, your hips. Let your hands rest for a moment. And then come on back to all fours. And just bring your elbows down and your palms together. So make sure the elbows are underneath the shoulders, palms down, and then you can bring the elbows in front of the shoulders slightly, but not wider than the shoulders is what I meant to say. And then see if you can support the shoulders and bring the forehead down. And then keeping the forehead down, just lift the prayer hands up to the back of your head. Keep supporting the shoulders. You'll feel a stretch in your triceps. Yeah. Keep pressing the elbows down, broadening the clavicles. And then go ahead and bring the forearms back down, interlace your hands, curl your toes under, lift to puppy dog pose. So sit bones go up and back, your shoulders still supported, front and back. And then just walk your puppy dog out. And then go ahead and lower your knees. Come back up to your hands. Bring the hands forward a little bit. And come to downward facing dog now. Rib cage back. Shoulders really supported, both sides. Nice long spine. And then one foot at a time, walk the feet to the hands. You have to bend them, bend your knees a lot, and bring them to the outside of your hands. So your feet are wide on the mat, almost to the edges. And then just take a wide forward fold. Give yourself sits bones back and apart. You can feel that. And then bend your knees, bring your hands onto your knees and press into your feet and come on up to that kind of wider position. And say, here I am, yay. Feels good, right? And just grab your right wrist and arch to the left. And come on up, switch to the right. And come on back up. Interlace your hands, tuck your chin, round your upper back, just round forward, and then press the palms up and stretch up again. Lift the heart. And do that one more time. Knuckles forward, round forward, and palms stretching up. Good. And then release your arms to the floor. Bring your feet back to normal distance. And we're just gonna do some flow to get warmed up. I'm gonna alpha layer. So just a regular old sun salute. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your feet back to downward facing dog. Be mindful with your hands and your shoulders. And stay for a few breaths. And then come forward to plank and just hold for a couple breaths here, just really checking in. If you can press the fingertips down more. And then lower down to the mat. You can lower knees first if you want to. And then just using your breath on your inhale, lift to cobra. And exhale, lower down. Do that 2 more times, thinking rib cage back, long spine as you lift. And exhale, lower. 1 more time. And lower. And then this time on your inhale, push all the way back, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your feet to your hands. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And let's just keep going like that. So inhale, step up. Exhale, fold. When you're being mindful, that's your best pranam. And fold. So don't let your mind wander. Downward facing dog on the inhale. Exhale, sink in. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. This time stay for an extra breath. Maybe turn to your right just a little bit. Turn to your left just a little bit. And lower. Downward facing dog. Step your feet to your hands. Pranam. And sweep in right. Hands to heart center. Okay, 1 more like that. Maybe even a little faster this time. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, downward facing dog. And just lower your knees. I'm going to have you grab your blocks and bring them under your hands. And we're just going to play a little bit. So come back up to down dog. Extend your left leg. And then step it through, deep lunge. Feel that. Lower your back knee. When you feel really connected, bring your hands to your front knee. And just feel a little stretch in your hip, your right hip flexors. Kind of notice. Good, now bring your right hand to the block. You can move the left block a little bit because I'm going to turn my left foot out. I'm going to bring the right block a little bit to the right and forward. I'm still keeping my hips square to the front, but I'm going to twist to my left. You can stretch the inner left thigh, maybe extend the arm. Gonna watch. And then if you want to, see about hugging heel and knee towards each other, bending the knee and trying to find the foot. A little bit of a quad stretch. Oh my gosh. You crampage. And release. Unwind. Lift back and step back to downward facing dog. And we'll switch sides. Look, bend the right leg and step it through deep lunge. I feel all uneven. Just take a moment and deep lunge just to kind of feel. And then lower your back knee. Immediately hug knee to heel. Keep the hips square. Lengthen up. Wait, get that down. Good. Keep the right hand there. Bring the left hand to the block. Bring the blocks forward. You can turn the right foot out a little bit because you want the kneecap and the toes to point the same direction, and just kind of keeping everything the same. Twist. And maybe extend the arm. Open the heart. Keeping the hug for the knee forward, bend the back knee, see if the foot's available to you. If I hug the heel towards the knee, it always feels kind of good. Big stretch in the quad, right? Good, and release. Hands back to the blocks. Lift the back knee and step forward, please. Uttanasana. Inhale, pranam. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And hands to heart center. Sometimes when you move fast, it's hard to be good. It's hard to stay focused and to notice. So I really want you to work on that as we go through this next one. So inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Pranam. And fold. Step your right foot back to deep lunge. Lower the back knee and stretch up to Anjaneyasana. See how that feels. Now listen carefully. You're just gonna move your hips back as you reach forward to your blocks and straighten the left leg. Runner's lunge. And then inhale, come back up, Anjaney. You might want to put your blocks on a higher height if that works. Lift the hips up and back, straighten the left leg. Hold. One more time, inhale, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, runner's lunge. Good. Inhale, bend back into the front leg. Lift the back knee. Now you kind of know where we're going. You might want to move the blocks to the higher height and move them back a little bit. Your choice. And then lift up to crescent warrior. Now, if you're not feeling stable, feel free to step the foot forward to warrior one so the heel's grounded. It's a little bit easier, or you can stay in crescent. So inhale, extend, and it's going to be the same thing. You're going to exhale, straighten the left leg, and fold forward. Parsvottanasana. Inhale, back to crescent. Exhale, straighten the left leg, fold. You could play with not using hands if you want. One more time. Bend the front knee, stretch up. Exhale, straighten the left leg, fold forward. Bend the front knee. Take a baby step forward with the back foot. Bring your hands to your front thigh. And then just think of really engaging your core and shifting your weight to the left leg and lift the right leg up to warrior three. Low belly up, lengthen, And then touch it back down. Good. Touch the block, step back, downward facing dog. Do the other side before we're not good enough. Good. Extend the right leg, step it through. Lower the back knee. I feel all out of balance. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, move the hips back. You might have to flex the foot, fold forward. Keep the heels and the sits bones aligned as you inhale and bend the knee, stretch up. Exhale, go for it again. One more time. And then bend the front knee, lift the back knee. Come up, crescent warrior or warrior one, whatever works best for you today. Sometimes warrior one's not as easy as you'd think. Good. Lift your hips up and back as you straighten the leg and fold forward. Two more times. Bend the knee, stretch up. Keep that back leg engaged as you straighten and fold. One more time. And fold. Urdhva. Now bend the front knee. Take a baby step forward with that back leg. I like to keep my knees bent just to play with it for a while. So bring the hands there. Think spine, really engaged core, and then move into warrior three. You can extend the arms if you want. I'm just going to bring mine to heart center. And then touch it down. Good job. Touch the blocks. Step back, downward facing dog. Lower the knees for a moment. Set the blocks to the side. And come up to downward facing dog. And if you're ready for a little break, you can feel free to take child's pose. It's okay. It doesn't mean you're not doing well. Good. Come forward to plank. Lower down. Cobra. And lower. And push all the way back to child's pose. You can stack your hands under your forehead if you like that. Breathe deep into your low belly. Good. And then finding all fours, bring your hands back on the block. And lift to down dog. You know you don't have to use blocks if you don't want to. I just feel like it's nice to have that option. Let's start with the right leg. So extend the right leg, step it through, deep lunge. Good. Lower the back knee. Stretch up Anjaneyasana. Exhale, move the hips back. Fold to that runner's lunge. Bend the front knee. Lift the back knee. Crescent warrior. Hips move back. Fold. Parsvottanasana. Bend the front knee. Ground the back foot down. This way. And come up to warrior two. Really make sure you're Your alignment is good. You're tracking the knee straight. Your back leg grounds you. And then inhale as you lift the arms up, straighten the front leg. Good. Feel really tall. Exhale, bend back into it. Again, straighten the front leg. And bend back in. Warrior two. This last time, keep the front leg straight. You stretch up, bring the arms out, and then lean forward into triangle pose. Your block's there if you need it. You decide. And stay for a moment. Good. Bend the front knee. Look at the floor. Turn the back heel up. Step back. Down dog. Extend the left leg. Step it through. Deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Anjaneyasana. Exhale. Straighten the left leg. Fold over. Inhale, bend the knee, lift the back knee. And then on your next inhale, stretch up, crescent. Exhale, straighten the left leg, fold, Parsvottanasana. Inhale, bend the front knee, ground the back foot down, windmill up, warrior two. Yeah. Kind of check on your alignment. Inhale, straighten the front leg, stretch up tall. Exhale, bend. Be really mindful with your feet. Are you using all parts of your feet as you do that? 2 more times. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bend back into warrior two. And this last time, just stay with the legs straight. Bring the arms out and fold into triangle. Full breath. Your big toe mound still grounded. You feel the arches lifting. Good. Bend the front knee. Look at the floor. Turn the back heel up. Step back. Down dog. Lower the knees. Set the blocks off for a moment. And we'll do a vinyasa. So downward facing dog. You always have the option of child's pose. Plank. Lower. Cobra. And lower. Downward facing dog. Step your feet to your hands, forward fold. Put the blocks back by your feet. Stick out your head. Pranam when you're ready. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep and rise. Hands to heart center. Okay, one more sun salute and we'll move on, okay? This one will be really fun. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, fold. Keep being mindful. Pranam. And fold. Left foot back, deep lunge. Lower the back knee. Stretch up Anjaneyasana. I'm not going to make you do runner's lunge, but I am going to make you stay for a breath or two, just thinking right hip crease back, long side body, long spine, maybe open heart, broaden the clavicle. Good. Touch down. Lift the back foot, ground the back foot down, windmill up, warrior two. Bring the left hand to the hip, lean forward, find the block with your right hand. Good. It's kind of like Parsvakonasana, so you can appreciate that. But I want you to slide your left foot forward and slide the block out. So it's straight up from the little toe side. Find a spot where you feel like you can put the weight right in the middle of your right foot. Lift the back leg to Ardha Chandrasana. You don't have to straighten the legs if you don't want to. If you want to try something fun, bend the back leg, try to find the foot. And then, yeah, you can open the heart. Good, extend the leg, bend the front knee, slide the block back as you lower the back foot. Touch down, turn the back heel up, and step back, down dog. I kind of threw that Chapasana. It's called Ardha Chandrasana Chapasana. Good, extend the right leg. Is that right? No, left leg. And step it through. Felt like my right leg had worked more. Lower the back knee. Stretch up Anjane. One more breath. And touch down. Lift the back knee. Ground the back foot down. Warrior two. Just so you feel really grounded. Feel connected all the way through the core. Bring the right hand to the hip. Left hand to the block. And then just pause there to feel how your core is working, how your hips are open. And then just slide the foot forward, slide the block out. And lift Ardha Chandrasana. Just kind of play with whether you feel like the weight's right in the middle of your left foot. And then if you want to extend the arm, or if you want to bend the top knee, find the foot. Chapasana. Good, release. And come back to deep lunge position. Step back, downward facing dog. Lower the knees, move the blocks out of the way. Downward dog. And just take a moment there. Come to plank pose. Lower to the mat. And try this for me. Extend your arms long and kind of at a V, so your palms are down, kind of like down dog hands. And bring your forehead to the mat. And then lengthen the back of your neck. Draw the rib cage back. Lift the head and shoulders, and as you do, slide your hands back until it feels like, oh, that's enough. And then your hands just kind of support you there. Keep pressing your feet down, lengthening. This is called seal pose. Good, lower down. Slide the hands back. Feet right by your chest. Lift to cobra pose. Good, lower down. Slide the hands by the hips. Keep the side body just as long. Forehead down to foot. I always have to start that way. So I think long back of neck. long spine, long side body, and then lift everything, legs, feet, arms, head, shoulders, Shalabhasana. Keep lengthening and lower down. Bring your hands under your forehead. And one more time, we're going to do Shalabhasana, but this time I'm going to give you the option of interlacing your hands, but you have to keep long side body, head of the arm bones back, shoulder blades back, but rib cage back. And then as you lift up, maybe you can interlace the hands, and then maybe you can stretch the knuckles back to help you lengthen and breathe. And release. Good job. Push all the way back to child's pose. It feels good to round the opposite direction. Just turn inward for a few moments. And then come on up. And I'm going to have you, so you guys over here are going to turn in, and you guys over here are going to turn in, so that you can take a wide stance with your seated wide stance with your feet, and the heels will still be on the mat. I think it feels better. Yeah. And then, of course, check and see if you need the inner spiral. I always do. Get super tall. And then everyone turn and face your right leg. So right hand's on the outside of the leg, left hand's on the inside. Lengthen up super tall. Good. And then take your left hand to your left shin. Bring your right hand to your hip. And just kind of slide your hand down your leg until your elbow is down. And maybe you can even bring the elbow to the inside all the way to the mat. So you're just kind of leaning that direction. That's why you're facing that leg. And then maybe bring the right arm up and over. Parivrtta Upavista Konasana. If you find your toe, widen the elbows apart. Lift your heart through. Nice, beautiful, you guys. If your arm is hanging up here in the air, don't beat yourself up. Say, wow, that's pretty good. And it feels really good. And I can keep my spine nice and long. Good. And then come on back up. That feels nice. Yeah. Okay, let's do the other side. So face the left leg now. Just want you to be able to keep both sits bones grounded as you do this. Right leg comes to the right. I don't know, mine comes to the shin automatically. I don't, because I have long arms. And then just slide it down. Left hand comes to your hip. Either bring the elbow to the shin or maybe to the inside. Keep pressing the heels down. Left hip stays down. Maybe add the left arm up and over. Wow. One side always feels different than the other too. So ask yourself, is it because I'm tighter on this side? Am I doing something different? Just keep very focused. Couple more breaths. And come on up. Good. Now, just everyone bend your right knee and bring it to the inner left thigh for Janu Shirshasana. And then turn and face your left leg. So if you need the inner spiral, I always kind of need to. So you're protecting your knee. And then facing that left leg, maybe bring the hand on the shin or the ankle, or you can fold all the way down to find your foot. Fold over top. Even here, I think low belly draws up. I'm lengthening my spine. Feel a nice long side body, both sides. Good, and then come back up. Swing your right hand out to the outside of your right thigh. Swing your left arm in front of you and come up to your knee and open your heart. Woo! Yeah, good. And then come on back down. See if you can land right where you started. And then swing your right arm up, left hand comes to the outside and do a little twist to the left. Nice long spine. And unwind. Oh, that felt good. Switch sides. These guys followed it perfectly. Last night when I was teaching, nobody could quite get that. So face your right extended leg, press the heel down, lengthen your spine, and then move into it. So I always like to have my right hand kind of thinking, I'm twisting. I want to center my belly on the right thigh. It won't actually be there, but it's an attempt. And fold. Yes, I know, I see. And then swing that left arm hand up and over to the outside. Sweep the right arm up, come up to your knee, open your heart. You can ground the right foot down. It kind of feels a little better. And then as you come down, see if you can land right where you started. Bring the right hand to the outside, left hand to the outside of the thigh, and twist. And unwind. Good. Stretch both legs out long again. I forgot to do this before we went to Janu Sirsasana. And just do regular Upavisa. So I need the inner spiral. Do. I think I'm drawing my low belly up. I'm keeping the sits bones back. And then I can fold forward. Keep the heels pressing down, the sits bones down. See where it takes you. You can use blocks here if that's better. And then come on back up. Go ahead and transition to your back. And just start with wide feet to the edge, arms in cactus, and do a few windshield wipers. And just think more of a calming rather than really opening anything, just kind of calming. I'm doing mine pretty fast. You can decide what you're needing. Good. And then when you're evened out, bring both knees up, stretch the legs long, stretch the arms over your head, and then just kind of think, I'm stretching both directions. I'm really getting long. Keep the left leg grounded and make sure the heel's like in line with your sits bones. Bend your right knee And then reach up and interlace your hands behind the right thigh. And vow to keep your hip creases parallel to each other, or in the same line as each other. And straighten your right leg. You might have to back off a little if your hamstrings are saying nope. And then point and flex a few times. Now keep that left leg super grounded and maybe try and slide your hands up the back of your right leg a little bit and really challenge the hamstrings. So come to a spot where your hamstrings are going, nope, that's it. And then press your leg into your hands as hard as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back off a little bit. And see if maybe that leg will move closer to you a few more inches and you can slide your hands up. Wow, that's amazing, right? And then do it again. So press as hard as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then back off a little bit, not all the way, and see if, wow, your hamstrings give a little more. Slide your hands up again. I promise it's the last time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back off a little bit, not all the way, maybe 50% of muscle energy, and see where it takes you. Ooh, never knew you could move that much, huh? And then release that leg. Stretch your arms above your head, stretch your feet long again. Just want you to feel that. Keep the right leg long and grounded, bend the left knee interlaced behind the left thigh. Straighten the left leg. Point and flex. Slide the hands up to a spot where your leg's saying that's enough. And then press for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back off, not all the way. You still have muscle energy. See if you can bring the leg a little closer. I always have to aim my leg more off to my left a little bit. It feels better. And then press again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back off. See if it gives a little more. Those hamstrings are amazing. If you just did it all at once, it wouldn't work. Last time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See where it takes you. Appreciate it. Good. Bring that left leg straight up. Bring your hands by your hips. Bring the right leg up. So it's almost like both feet are going to stand on the ceiling. Let the blood kind of rush down your legs into your core. And then this is, you don't have to do this. This is optional. You can kick your legs up over your head for plow pose. And you can either support your hips with your hands or just keep the hands extended, whatever feels best. Sometimes your legs won't come all the way, or your feet won't reach the floor. That's okay. And then see about extending one leg up and then the other. Good, bring the legs back down to the floor. Slowly roll down to the mat. Extend your legs long. Your arms are long. Just kind of Keeping the hands right so your arms are fully extended. Roll to get the hands right under the outer thighs or outer upper leg, wherever your arms take you. We're going to do something called fish pose. So you're just going to try and get the shoulder blades underneath you a little more. And then just feel your heart rising. And as you do, you come up to the back of your head or maybe even the top of your head, but keep connected. Your legs are really long. Okay. Feel that. And then slowly roll back down. Last little thing, bend your knees, feet right underneath. Hands can stay there. And lift to Setu Bandha. Again, if you want to interlace your hands, you can. Hug the heels towards you. One more breath. And release and lower down. Hug your knees all the way in. Kind of roll side to side. Massage that low back area. Good, now bring your knees wider, feet up. The knees are bent, elbows on the inside, reach up for happy baby pose. So you reach in front of your shins, grab the little toe side, and then just press the hands or the feet into the hands, but resist with the hands. You can roll side to side a little bit. Careful, Artie, I'm going to crush you. Happy baby. Babies always do their best. They're always in the present. Good, release and stretch out for Shavasana. Turn these lights off. Well deserved. And even though you're relaxing now, it takes your best effort to relax completely. So just do your best to truly let go, using all the tools that you know to use. Your breath, body scan, whatever it takes to totally release. As you relax, I wanted to share a few more thoughts from the Agreements book. Doing your best, you're going to live your life intensely. You're going to be productive. You're going to be good to yourself because you will be giving to yourself. You will be giving yourself to your family, to your community, to everything. but it is the action that's going to make you feel intensely happy. When you always do your best, you take action. Doing your best is taking the action because you love it, not because you're expecting a reward. Most people do exactly the opposite. They only take action when they expect a reward, and they don't enjoy the action. And that's the reason why they don't do their best. If we like what we do, if we always do our best, then we are really enjoying life. We are having fun. We don't get bored. We don't have frustration. A good example of this comes from the story about Forrest Gump. He didn't have great ideas, but he took action. He was happy because he always did his best at whatever he did. He was richly rewarded without expecting any reward at all. Taking action is being alive. Taking the risk to go out and express your dream. This is different than imposing your dream on someone else because everyone has the right to express his or her dream. Doing your best is a great habit to have. You were born with the right to be happy. You were born with the right to love, to enjoy, and to share your love. You are alive to take your life and enjoy it. Don't resist life passing through you because that is God passing through you. Just your existence proves the existence of God. Your existence proves the existence of life and energy. The first three agreements will only work if you do your best. Don't expect that you will always be able to be impeccable with your word. Your routine habits are too strong and firmly rooted in your mind, but you can do your best. Don't expect that you will never take anything personally. Just do your best. Don't expect that you will never make another assumption, but you can certainly do your best. By doing your best, the habits of misusing your word, taking things personally, and making assumptions will become weaker and less frequent with time. If you always do your best over and over again, you will be happy. into your breath. And encourage a little longer, slower, deeper breath. Just really fill all parts of your lungs. When you're ready, start to stretch and move. Take your time, pushing on up to seated, however you want. Kind of nice seat. And just know that I truly love teaching yoga. I know some days I'm better than others, but I'm always trying my best to give you a little bit of what you need. And I thank you for giving me that opportunity because I really do enjoy it. Bring hands to heart center. Namaste. Thanks for being here. Have a great weekend, everybody. Oh, it's time. Savasana is over, Artie. Gotta wake up now. Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you. Stay warm.
Bye.
Bye, Laura.
Bye.
Bye, Lori. Bye, Megan.